SWOT analysis, I'm I think that some of you people already might have heard about it. It's the most widely used thing. Somebody asked that who gave this SWOT analysis. If I'm not mistaken, it was given by Stanford Research Institute. Now the name changed and it is called SRI International, Stanford Research Institute. Then they call SRI International. And this is a model which was given in 1960s. It has four components. SWOT, it is called strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Sometimes in some literature, they also call it Tau's model. Tau's model, threats, opportunities, weakness, strengths, but most commonly we call it SWOT analysis. The question is that when do you use SWOT analysis? Why do you use SWOT analysis? And how do you use SWOT analysis? Now you should listen carefully because in your book, they have not given more content on that, but I think that we need to discuss more content. We need to go beyond book so that we understand it better. In the book, they have given it in a very short form. So SWOT analysis, so by the way, I said that when do we use it, okay? Whether you do your operational planning, whether you do your marketing planning, whether you do your strategic planning, whenever you are doing planning and you are going to take some decisions, you need SWOT analysis. It has very commonly, it is a 2x2 matrix, SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And you should remember that these two strengths and weaknesses, these are your internal factors to the organization. Opportunities and threats are external factors to the organization. So strengths, these are your existing strengths, what you are good at. These are weaknesses, these are your existing weaknesses, what you are weak at. We say that we need to cache our strengths. We need to shore up our weaknesses. We need to shore up our weaknesses. You have weaknesses, you need to cover. External to the company, strengths and weaknesses. If we say that exist independently of the company, so these are actually the box as your opportunities and you've got threats. So you have four factors. Strengths and weaknesses are internal. Opportunities and threats are external. Opportunity, for example, if you see that if you are already in an online education business, and then you find out that because of certain pandemic COVID-19, people are preferring or they are forced to do distance education. So that's an opportunity for you. I mean, I'm very serious about that. This is exactly how it happens. So that's an opportunity and that is an external thing to you. So it's an external thing to you that the market conditions changed in such a way that you see opportunities for yourself. And threats are with the external changes in the external market, which could become threat to you. For example, if you are a local retailer and people are moving to online buying, the culture is shifting to online buying. So that is a threat to you, because before what happened that people in your neighborhood, people in your city, they were coming to this market buying goods from you. Now everybody is buying goods from everywhere. Online buying is happening. You place order to Amazon, 2 days, 3 days, it is at your door. So I don't need to buy this watch from my, seller nearby, or I don't need to buy this shirt from someone nearby. I can order this shirt from any part of the world. So that's a threat for the local retailer. So, the trend of online buying is causing a threat to these local retailers. So strengths and weaknesses are your internal, opportunities and threats are your external. Now, before I move forward and go deep into SWOT analysis, let me tell you that what happens, that we already have done our pest analysis. We already have done our diamond five forces. We already have done our, probably Porter's diamond and Porter's five forces. And you might be doing some different types of other research. Businesses, they do a lot of research. Without research, you cannot take decisions. Okay. If you are doing your forecasting, if you are doing your planning, if you are making your feasibility, if you are starting a new project, you cannot start it without having a good research before. You need to do market research. Okay. What is the size of the market? Who are the competitors in the market? What are the prices? What are their strengths? So you do a lot of market research. You do qualitative research, you do quantitative research, you do comparative research, a lot of research you do. So all these models and all which we discussed before, like if I'm doing my industry analysis by my five forces and I find out some information, what I'm going to do with that information? Actually, all of that information will ultimately land into your SWOT analysis. So SWOT analysis is the final place. This is where you do conclusion, okay? So whatever we have done in last 2-3 lessons, or what we also have not done, but you know that the businesses, they do research. So whatever information you gather through research, so if I'm doing my industry analysis, so I'm going to find out some opportunities and some threats ending up here. If I'm doing my Porter's value chain, after doing value chain, I would understand my internal strengths and my internal weaknesses. So my Porter value chain, will become or will feed in data here, or my Porter's five forces will feed data to the external factors, because that's the industry analysis. Or maybe even Porter's diamond will feed in data here. So the final destination of all the information which you will collect is the SWOT. So SWOT is like a pool of information. So you collect all the information and you put it here. And by the way, it is not only that you put only information here, you also need to quantify it. You need to put numbers also there as much as possible. Sometimes it is not possible, but many times you can put numbers. So I collect all the information, I put it into a pool, I put it into a basket, which is called SWOT, and then I just categorize it. Okay, this is my internal, this is my external. This is related to me, this is related to market. And when it is related to me, this is my strength, which I should be in caching. This is my strength, which I should bank. Like I said, organizational support. So this is my strength, which I should try to exploit. This is my strength, which I should try to sell. This is my strong point. I have to play on my home ground. So this is where I'm strong. This is my weakness. And weaknesses you need to protect from yourself. So weaknesses you need to shore up. Shore up means that you need to cover them up, okay? You need to improve on them. If you talk about threats, you can't do anything. You can't just take them away. You just need to protect yourself from threats, okay? How do you protect? So there is some change in the environment, and that is the possible threat for you. So if it could be a possible threat for me, maybe a new competitor is coming in, maybe a new technology is coming in, new technology is coming in. I manufacture some product, and then a new technology comes in which can make a similar product, maybe a better product at a lower cost. That new manufacturing technology is a threat for me. I cannot stop it. How do I protect myself? I need to probably take it up. I have to also make a switch to that. So ultimately, you bring in all the information, you bring into the SWOT, this for how to say 2x2 matrix, and you classify the information. And all of them, they will have probably 10 or 15 points. You might have 10 or 15 strengths. Focus on the first 3-4. Just like I say that when you do competitor analysis, don't think about 20 competitors in the market. You cannot fight with 20 competitors. Okay. Focus on the top 3 competitors. And by the way, we have there is one model which is called 2080, and that is called Pareto's analysis. This is which works in many cases. like I said, that not all the 20 or 30 competitors I would focus on. I would only, if there are 30 competitors, what is 30 into 20%? 30 into 20% is, I think, six. So six competitors are actually causing me 80% of the threat. So 20-80 rule is that 20% of something, they bring 80% of the result. For example, 20% of your products, they bring 80% of your revenue. 20% of your customers, they bring 80% of your total revenue. So this is one generalization. It may not be applicable in every business model, but in many scenarios it works. So you focus on the first 20%, because the first 20% will impact 80% of the result. So anyways, I just need to do my analysis. So I would have many strengths here, probably 10, 15 bullet points I would make. And by the way, how do you do SWOT analysis? We say how SWOT analysis is conducted. I need to know my strengths. How would I find my strengths? Oh, I've got my Porter's value chain. So after doing Porter value chain, I have some information, and that information will come in. Okay. What are the threats, or what are the opportunities? I've done this industry analysis through Porter's five forces, and the result of Porter five forces would be displayed here somehow. Other than that, you do it in your company. You bring in, you do brainstorming. Brainstorming means where you are collecting all the ideas, relevant or irrelevant, all wild ideas. Brainstorming. You bring in the team. um, and by the way, very important thing, please note it down. Very important thing. SWOT analysis should not be done by the decision makers. If the people who are doing SWOT analysis, these are the same people who are involved in the decision making, everything is down the drain. Everything is deep down the drain. The first rule of doing SWOT analysis is SWOT is doing a separate team, probably the middle managers, and decision making is separate. Otherwise, there will be no benefit at all, because what senior management or decision makers will think, they will put it on SWOT, and then the decisions are, preconceived ideas. So you do brainstorming. If I have to do, let's suppose I am the decision maker. I am not going to involve myself in this SWOT process. I will ask my middle managers, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 people, to start listing down, writing down all of the strengths, all of the weaknesses which we have. So we get this information from the organization. And based on that, we make up our strengths. Okay, these are our strengths. These are the strengths where we should focus on. These are the things where we are good at. So and because we are doing planning for future, so when we plan for future, we need to know where we are good at, so that we can focus on that. We can, uh, cache that thing. These are our weaknesses, and how do we work on uplifting or removing these weaknesses? And then you make a list of your possible threats and your possible opportunities. So this is what SWOT is doing. Um, Assessing strengths and weaknesses, comparative advantage, role of benchmarking, and key performance indicators. So when you assess your strengths and weaknesses, you focus on three things. That these strengths and weaknesses, are they giving you competitive advantage, or are they taking the competitive advantage from you? So one idea of assessment of doing strengths and weaknesses is to see our competitive advantage, because I told you that for a long term sustainable for sustainable growth, you need to maintain a real competitive advantage. You don't want to lose your competitive advantage, because this is something which you are presenting. This is something on which you are, how to say, banking, or on which you are depending on. So one thing is, through SWOT analysis, we analyze our competitive advantage and we make sure that it is protected. Then we do benchmarking, where you are taking a competitor and you are comparing yourself with the competitor, and you see that how much, in which areas you have strengths, in which area your competitor has strength, where you are weak, where competitors are weak. And of course, this will help you in doing your planning or taking some decisions. You know your strengths and weaknesses, and you know your immediate benchmark competitor, their strengths and weaknesses. And KPIs we do. We know that key performance indicators. What are your key performance indicators in the business? And how are you protecting or managing your KPIs? Through your SWOT analysis, are you able to achieve those KPIs or not? Or your weaknesses, you might have weaknesses, and how significantly those weaknesses are going to impact your key performance indicators. you know because key performance indicator is something which I don't want to compromise, which I cannot compromise. So if I have a weakness which can directly impact my KPI, I immediately want to you know convert this weakness into my strength. And by the way, you have got strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So what you do, that your opportunities, your weaknesses, you work on and you try to shift some of the weaknesses. So there are 5 weaknesses, and probably this one weakness I will remove. This one weakness I will remove. So I'm trying to eliminate my weaknesses. This is a threat. And what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to take this threat and I'm trying to convert it into my opportunity. For example, like I said, that I'm a retail store, I sell these garments, and then I see that suddenly people, their behavior is changing and they want to do online. People are changing towards online buying, and many of my customers have stopped coming to me. I see that one customer used to come to me like, 6 to 7 times in a year. Now he's coming only twice or thrice in a year. So he's not showing up. He's a repeat, because my business is repeat business. I sell garments. Everybody needs garment. And I know that Mr. X is my old customer. He used to come to me, 6, 7 times in a year. Now he's only coming twice a year. I don't see him very frequently. And then I asked him and he said, I placed some orders on internet and I got something. Oh, that's a threat. Then what I do, I set up a website and I set up my online store. So as soon as I set up my online store, this threat, which was, a threat of internet buying, it immediately starts becoming my opportunity. So you work on your threats and you convert them, you try to convert them into your opportunities, because threats are not within your control. Weaknesses you can eliminate, okay? Weaknesses you can work on. Threats are external factors. Threats are not related to you. They are not within your control. You cannot eliminate threats. You can convert them into your opportunities. Possible evidence of strengths and weaknesses. Relative market share. How do you see your strengths? Market share, more, market share, less. That's possible. So these are some possible evidence. This is not a confirmed list. It is not exhaust. There could be many other things. Profitability is your strength. If you are a profitable company, it means that you have extra cash. If you have more margins, if you have higher margins, higher margins can do 2 3 things. When you are making good profits are always good, by the way, but good profits can do what? You can offer dividends, and you can attract more investment. So more and more people would be interested in investing in your business. Or you can invest business, your profits can be reinvested here, and you increase your production capacity and increase your sizes. Or you can give discounts, which your competitors cannot give because you have got high profits. Or you can spend in advertising to promote your profit. If you have extra money in your pocket, it is always good. Either you can advertise this money and sell the product at the same price but do more advertisement, or you can decrease the price and sell more products. In either case, you are hitting your competitors. Or you can take these profits and expand your business, or expand your production capacity, your sales outlets, whatever. Then your efficiency could be your strength. You are efficient, it is your strength. You are inefficient, it is your weakness. So you see your profitability. When I say see your strengths and weaknesses, you say in which area I should be suing. I've got Mr. X as my sales manager. Is he my strength or weaknesses? Weakness what? So you need to see which areas you are looking your strengths. You are looking your strengths and weaknesses in terms of profitability, in terms of market share, in terms of efficiency which you have, in terms of your reputation, recognition, brand loyalty. You see, Sony, when Sony was in a different business, Sony came into cameras. Cameras were by Canon and Nikon. Nikon was making cameras, Sony came in. Sony had a brand. And now you see that I just heard that Apple is going to introduce a car. Apple first they were in computers, then they came into mobile phones, then they started making Apple Watch. Now I was hearing that in 2022 Apple car is coming in. I mean, it would be a little bit funny to see a car with Apple logo, but I'm sure that it would work. People, they trust the company. There is a brand loyalty, there is a brand recognition. Whatever Apple brings in, everybody trusts it. The same happens with Sony. Sony came into a new product. So, and by the way, they do. I was reading it like not now, but maybe some 10 years ago. Sony was giving one product per day, one new product per day. This was the rate of innovation with Sony. And actually, when I say one new product, it does not mean a totally different product. Even if the size is different, like 64 megabytes or 64 megabytes, 128 megabyte are considered as two different products. So anyways, Sony they have a brand. That's their strength. Whatever they give, it will be accepted. And based on that, they even charge higher prices. Market capitalization, like your market size in the stock market capitalization. And then focus on the most important ones. So possible evidence of strengths and weaknesses. SWOT focuses on how to take advantage of opportunities. Opportunities are in the external market, external environment, and how to protect against threats, and of course, risk management. So this is the focus of SWOT. So you, while doing your planning, strategic planning, you are trying to take advantage of opportunities. You are trying to avoid the risks and threats through risk management. So this is the purpose of SWOT, so that you do make proper decisions in which you are getting benefit from the external, you're based. And by the way, how do you get benefit from the opportunities? Now that's very important. That's very interesting. It is possible that you have some strength. So strength is there, but opportunity is missing. Opportunity is missing. For example, uh, uh, you know, you as an individual possess something, some skill which nobody needs. So you have strength in something, but nobody needs it in the market. Or you as an organization possess something, but what you possess is not needed in the market. So that strength is useless. That strength is useless. Or it is possible that there is some opportunity in the market, but you do not have strength for that. Strength is missing. For example, opportunity is online selling, and you do not have a website. So opportunity is there, but strength is missing. Again, this opportunity becomes useless. So through process of SWOT, we match the opportunities with strengths. We make sure that if there are any opportunities which are available in the external market, we should have strengths to, uh, you know, exploit those opportunities. The idea is to exploit those opportunities. So this is all about your SWOT analysis. And I think this is the end of this chapter. If you have any questions, you can ask.